Welcome. Welcome to Sex, Lies, and Love podcast. I have a very special guest, and I'm going to ask a few questions to someone who began working on himself a few months ago and how dramatically his life has changed. But when I first met him, he thought his life was perfect. He thought things were good within himself other than a very difficult loss he was experiencing. Personal development isn't something that is promoted in our world today, which is a huge loss for so many who don't find it. But when a man does find this, he realizes how incomplete his life was without it. And that might be hard for your mind to grasp. That's why I thought a conversation, totally on the fly, unscripted, raw and as real as I get, I'm going to bring forth a man who will share a little about his experience. So sit back, relax, and open yourself to whatever gem, whatever word, whatever new perspective might open you up. So, the self-discovery that you mentioned that you had been making wasn't even something you were seeking, maybe in the way you thought, but if you can recap anything or just bring forth what it is that you can explain has happened to you that's different from the man you were just 4 to 5 months ago. What do you see as one of the biggest differences about your everyday life?
The biggest thing that I've discovered is all the things that I didn't know about myself because I wasn't honest with myself. Internally, I always thought that I was a good man, a good person, a nice guy, a point in my life where I was not aware of habit patterns that I had that were detrimental to me and others around me, who I frequently found myself manipulating, being very passive aggressive with no real heart and no feelings. The greatest thing that I've learned over the past couple of months in studying and working through a lot of these issues was the fact that I was mostly not only lying to myself about myself, but I was also dishonest with my relationship with God. I thought that, and found out that I was even lying to Him, in the sense that I was a very codependent person, and I was not aware of the reality that I was bringing forth. Now to become a little bit more aware of of who I am and becoming and understanding myself more from a sovereign perspective, away from a codependent relationship, I realized that gaps and holes that I had in my own life were being filled by others. And I was appalled to find out that I was manipulating the situations around me to fill those holes. I was not even aware that I was doing it. I did not know that I was doing those things. The things that I had relied on in my life, personality, a little bit of charisma, were things that were crutches that were getting me through to manipulate the things that I needed to get. When I became more self-aware of the fact that I needed to be, I didn't understand myself apart from using other people to fill all that I was missing in my heart and within my soul. Becoming aware of those things was a shock. Those things being revealed to me about my manipulative behavior was a slap in the face. And I finally realized that I wasn't very good at setting boundaries for myself. I didn't even know what self was. I didn't even know who I was. I didn't even know that there was a person that existed independently of everything around me. So once I came to that realization that there was a sovereign person that could stand alone, that could have a relationship, an intimate relationship with God, and have him fill those gaps within me, was revelatory in the sense that now I could be a better person for not only for myself but others around me. And then I could actually now I could tap into feelings and express those feelings honestly, without shame, without guilt. Coming to a sense of self now and understanding that I needed to have that self-care and to develop that identity that was not reliant upon sources outside of myself, especially other people, especially women. So I had a very bad habit pattern of filling those gaps with other people and other people's emotions, especially women's emotions. So not without even realizing I was doing it. And so once I did realize, I could stop that behavior. And it was very easy to stop once I was aware of the fact that I was doing the habit patterns that I had developed through my life, and a 40-year relationship with a woman that I was codependent with was very freeing.
Thank you. So I'm going to take a breath here. That was a lot of honesty, and for those who are listening, you might use the word spirit, universe, maybe God. I believe that we are here to embody our souls. And when I work with a man and I see his patterns, which have nothing to do with his soul, I help him to discover what he's doing. And as you just heard, these discoveries, which are they come as a result of awareness, aren't easy to see, but it's the greatest liberation and freedom that you will find within yourself. And the greatest investment you can make in life, I trust more men will seek out this investment, because this man in particular right here that's brave enough to speak about his humbling process, I can tell you that these things weren't easy for him to see. He did not enjoy having a false identity ripped like skin burning, like flesh being pulled off. But his calm and confident nature has made him a completely different person. So if you had a question for this man when you hear this, write it. I'll be sure to ask him for you. Let me think of one more question for him before we close. When this man came into my life and had never done any self-development work, but had a connection, or what do I want to call it? He's not religious, but had a relationship with the Bible, and thought it was solid because he has an amazing mind and a memory of every scripture known to man, knew it inside and out, and could speak it. And yet, when called on his behavior, it wasn't in alignment with everything he had been studying for 40 years. So how many of us are operating in our lives telling ourselves that we are doing the right thing, we're a good person, that we're this, we're that, and we're good. But we've never been challenged in that alignment until maybe someone like me arrives in your life. I do. I challenged you, did I not?
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
How did that feel?
Awkward. Self-perceptions that I had of myself as a spiritual person were ripped to shreds, in the sense that I wasn't embodying any of the things that I knew from a five senses standpoint, from a mental aspect. I realized that I wasn't manifesting the heart that comes along with the source of God in my life at all. That I was going through a lot of motions, telling myself that I was a spiritual person, telling myself I was a good man, telling myself I was a nice guy, telling myself I was doing the right thing. And all along, there was emptiness and no heart behind anything I was doing. That was a moment I'll never forget, coming to that realization. It was hard, very, very hard, to see that I was not embodying the very concepts that I knew inside and out, in a very real sense.
How has this changed your life? Just give one or two examples of what changed. What change is one of the most significant?
Heart. Absolute heart. Absolute being able to express my emotion to the point where I now have that relationship that I've always known. That I can let my emotions and my heart express themselves so that when I give presence, when I give space, that it's not, I'm not doing anything to manipulate the situation to make myself feel better about myself or think that I'm a good person. I'm much more real presence and can now actually help.
That word presence, when I met you, I don't recall you ever using the word, let alone knowing what it really meant. And yet I see that significant difference. What most men don't know is that performance meant validation. It didn't require heart. You've been rewarded to not even show heart.
Exactly.
And the difference...
Validation was a very big deal in my life. Right? Because I'm performing, I needed validation.
Outer validation.
And now in my life, I need zero validation. I'm very confident now in who I am and what I know and the heart I express and the presence I give. I don't expect validation anymore. And that was a load off of my heart, a load off of my shoulders.
And an unconscious habit.
Oh, absolutely unconscious. I did not know I was doing these things until it was pointed out to me.
This level of growth is greater than an investment portfolio, because guess what? That doesn't go with you when you drop the body. But what you mine within your heart, that gold goes.
Yeah, I'm authentic now, and that was my goal. Was I just wanted to be me. I wanted to be authentic me. I don't care what other people think. I will love them. I will express my heart to them. I will do my best to help, with no longer any desire for validation or reward, but from a sense of humanity. I want to be genuine.
There's nothing more precious and valuable than our independent expression of who we are from the heart. And so that's the gift every man has, the ability to give in the world. And a world that once told you, don't express your feelings, that's weak. Now today we have AI that's more empathetic and expressive and compassionate than men, because you were conditioned to be a version of yourself that's inauthentic. And I'm encouraging you to want to reach for more, because the gold that's in your heart, our world so much needs, but you need to give it to yourself. And once you give it to yourself, that's the only way it's given to the world, that you keep giving it to you, because then it just pours out into the world. There's no need to try to validate yourself by doing certain things. It becomes natural. There are certain people you won't even want to give to anymore, that you were over giving to because it was a performance reward. Okay.
I finally experienced true compassion. Now that I can let my heart out, I can actually be a compassionate person that has something to give.
That is the kind of man our world needs. In fact, we need more of that. So I wanted to share from a brave man who walked through a process with me. And would you recommend this?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, of course, of course. The thing to understand is you don't know you're doing it.
Yeah.
This is a lot of subconscious bullshit that goes on in your mind, and it can be very difficult, and you'll project a lot. But when you really dig down deep and go and tell yourself that this is who you are, you'll want to change immediately. I know I did.
This is coming from a successful man. This is coming from someone who thought there was nothing to change. This is from someone who thought that those who sought self-help had a problem.
Yeah, because we're tough. We're tough. We're strong. We got it. We got it figured out. And if you'll humble yourself, it makes all the difference in the world. I'm just so excited to be able to live my life moving forward as an authentic man.
That's awesome.
And a sovereign man that doesn't need someone else to fill the gaps or to steal that energy from someone else. Now I have it on my own. It makes me feel solid as a person.
Whole and complete.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I thank you. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of what I know was very challenging to get hit with truth and to expand your perspective about who you really are, because when you fit the mold of what the world told you, you're successful. You got a solid marriage. You solid meaning you're together. But are you really growing with that person? No, but it was solid because the world said this length of time meant we're solid. You provided. You paid all the bills. Oh, you're solid. Oh, you just showed up but weren't present. That's not solid. And once you see that crack, and I know there are many men that are hearing my voice right now, have all the numbers, have all of the outside stuff. But trust me, I'll find that crack. And I will go right into it. I have a precision pattern recognition. Doesn't take a lot of time. And I have a design program now to help you through this process that will change your life in ways that do you
That was possible.
find that you are happier, more
I feel like a man for the first time in my life.
wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I have a feeling you wouldn't have said that 4 months ago. You would have thought you were already a man. You didn't need anything.
Yeah, I was not a man. I was a society programmed performer.
Wow.
And have regrets. Absolutely, for my wife of 40 years that I did not have any presence for. So,
But you two were inseparable together every day of your life,
yeah.
and you would have thought you were present the entire time.
Yeah. And I found out I wasn't. So there's some regret there. I mean, I feel the regret. But I'm so thankful now. And yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited again to live and move forward with this consciousness within me.
Excellent.
And I'm excited. I'm thrilled and excited to move forward with who I am now. I really, for the first time in my life, am happy with who I am.
Wow. No one can take that away from you. Gentlemen, that is something to strive for. Not that version that the world said and then you hung on the wall and said it's perfect. It's that feeling deep inside you that you know something's missing.
Yeah, I'll say one more thing. Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt proud of yourself?
Really proud.
Yeah, really proud. And now I'm proud. And it's not through any other accomplishment. Nothing that I performed. But I'm so proud of who I'm becoming.
Becoming is a process. It's what we're here to do. Become the most authentic version of ourselves, unapologetic, not defined by, oh, I'm a nice guy. Now, sometimes it's about not being nice. Nice guys don't have boundaries typically. So there's a lot of room for growth no matter where you are in your life. But you'll know I'm speaking to you and that this message today provoked something. But nothing can be done when you don't take action. It's now your opportunity to take a step towards your individual change, to become the new model of man that is not represented out there. It's who you can become. This is the way others can be inspired when they see a man who lives authentically. If you are curious, and if you're not, consider bringing curiosity into your life instead of being the man that thinks he's got it all figured out. You can find me at sexlieslove.com. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. You know I don't have guests on my show. So this must have been really special and very important. And this man was willing to humble himself and show his courage to help another man who may be just as lost as he was 4 months ago. If that's you, take action. Go to the Submit tab, fill out the application, and you'll hear back from me. Thanks for listening. Class dismissed.